Hey guys, so from the past few videos that I posted regarding Bloodtithe and regarding Dynamo, so yeah, I know a lot of people are going for Nautica because she's limited, but some of you are kind of wondering like, should you actually go for Nautica or not, and should you skip Lucy? But obviously for a lot of veteran players, you probably have Lucy, so there is no question there. You will definitely get Nautica and you will have both Dynamo and Bloodtithe team. But let's say if you are like a free to play player and you are really wondering, so I'm doing this video and I'm comparing Bloodtithe and Dynamo, and hopefully at the end of it you will be able to decide. So let's start. So here I split it into pro and cons. So first let's talk about Dynamo, right? Number one, Lucy. Lucy have a Flatus advantage against anything as long as you use her ultimate, and then you will have bonus Flatus. This makes her rather flexible. However, if you don't have Lucy, then Ulrich and the other Dynamo characters, they will not be able to do this. Okay, so this perk or advantage is specific to Lucy. Number two, Ulrich is a free unit. You already have him there. And if you include Charon into his team, so now you have both of these Dynamo characters, they will be sufficient to charge the field and become quite a generic support for, even in follow-up attack unit that focus on incantation or even in ultimate teams. And especially with characters like Centurion and A-Knight coming in that can take advantage of both the incantation might as well as the ultimate might on their skills, then Ulrich and Sharon actually become quite a good combo. On top of that, in Reveries, they are able to clear all 450 meter stages, which is the highest level at the moment until the new one is released in a few days time. But for Earth's global version, I think it will be next patch. It's not in 2.8, I think it will be in 3.0. So don't worry about that yet, but do plan for it. The fourth one, Charon performance in raid, even not in Dynamo team, is exceptional. So Charon to me is like a character that you definitely don't want to miss out because on how good his kit is. Which means all you need is to pull for Lucy and you will have a very strong Dynamo team. However, the disadvantage, number one, is Glass Cannon compared to Bloodtithe, because Ezra, with the way that it functions, sometimes you will have very weak shield, sometimes it will be stronger, but if it's weak, it will be shredded easily and you might die. So it's a bit risky. But let's say if you actively cast Ezra's shield, then it might be okay. Okay, but usually, you want to keep the rotation, you want to be attacking as much as possible. You will occasionally end up using more of Lucy incantation rather than Ezra. So you have to keep in your mind that if Ezra's shield is low, you really do want to actively use it in order to thicken the shield. Alternatively, because with 3 Dynamo units, you already are able to charge the field pretty quickly, I kind of prefer Keeperina because she has a better shield mechanics. Another disadvantage for Dynamo team is that it is not as simple as it seems to play Dynamo, because you really got to time your majority of your attack within that 2-round window when the electric field is at level 3. So sometimes you can miss that opportunity and do some suboptimal rotation, especially if you get interrupted by the boss, like for example they have some crowd control or something. So yeah, so sometimes it can be quite difficult to play Dynamo. So as I mentioned, crowd control can disrupt the rotation, especially if like Ulrich is channeling. So let's say you channel and it's slowly accumulating ki, suddenly he get stunned or he get dazed. You got to recast it again and all your ki is lost. And the last disadvantage here, compared to Bloodtithe, is that against single target unit, Lucy will not be able to trigger her follow-up attack. So this gives an advantage to Bloodtithe, where overall Bloodtithe will do more damage than Dynamo against single target fights. Okay, so now let's look at Bloodtithe. First, has high damage reduction and have better survivability, even you are operating at like half HP, and Nautica has that, if her HP goes to 0, she recovers some HP and revives. Not really revive, but she just doesn't die, as long as you have Bloodtithe for her to consume. And then Semmelweis Psycube has that, and technically with the new character Robuska, you should have better survivability. So in that case, definitely at this point, their survivability is better than Dynamo. They are also easier to play because there is no specific rotation. All you need to make sure is to charge Bloodtithe. Once it is charged to like 64, then you use Nautica's ultimate. And that's basically about it. Oh, except for Semmelweis, you do need to activate her ultimate frequently. However, she gets Moxie rather quickly now, so that is not a problem. And the disadvantage is that they are too reliant on HP, so if there's a fight that like reduces max HP, it's gonna hurt them. Like this fight, yes, you might say reduce max HP, it's gonna be crazy, but we can always use shields, right? So shield is kind of like an extension of HP in a different form. So if a fight does that, then Bloodtithe team will have a problem. Not only that, if they have some form of healing taken reduction, so they can't heal back and hence they can't deplete a lot of HP to charge the Bloodtithe. So I can see that is becoming a problem, or it can be a problem, but so far the developer has not implemented that yet. And number 2 is not suitable against multi-target. This is because when you use Nautica's ultimate, and let's say if you have one main boss and 2 minions, even if you have depleted the minions' HP to 0, they are still there while Nautica is doing her attack. So some of her single target attack can end up being wasted if it ends up killing the enemy that is already dead. However, if you thought that, let's say, okay, if that's the case, all I need to do is spend a little bit of time to kill all the minions before I use Nautica's ultimate. Yes, that can work, but you might end up overcharging Bloodtithe, or you will be wasting turn, technically. And for Reverie, as far as I tested, don't get me wrong, they are good. And I think they are the hardest hitting team right now. But 450 meter 2 requires some form of rank incantation and require to quickly kill the minions and stuff, which Bloodtithe just couldn't do. Because you are relying mainly on Nautica's ultimate, and yeah, charging that ultimate is not fast. You still need several rounds to charge it. So yeah, I have a problem dealing with 400 meter -2 using that team, and I was checking the most used unit in the Chinese version. Nautica is not in there, not in that list. Okay, so apart from that, here I compare Limbo and Lucy Escape, which team is better. To be honest with you, Dynamo will perform better in both because you usually have minions that you can quickly kill, and Lucy will be able to trigger follow-up attacks, so you can quickly deplete or delete all the enemy and win the fight within the 10 rounds to get maximum star. However, Bloodtithe, each phase you got to charge up. So let's say it take 3 to 4 to charge up. You will still need minimum of 9 to 12 turn in order to clear 3 phases of fight in Loose Escape. So I'm gonna give the win to Dynamo for this one. How about Raid? In normal Raid, if we deplete the boss HP to 0, they will not attack. If they don't attack, that's a problem for Bloodtithe. So at this point, we are not getting much info, but the next Raid in 3.0 is actually tailored for Bloodtithe. So definitely Nautica will perform better, but if for all other raids, I do believe that Dynamo team will be better than Bloodtithe. Unless if they change the mechanic of raid, I'm giving this win to Dynamo as well. And lastly, Reveries. So as shown in the video and as mentioned, Dynamo can clear all due to the flexibility. I won't say that they are stronger than Bloodtithe, but Bloodtithe struggle with 450 meter -2. And if we also look into the final stage of Reverie, 500 meter to 1000, based on the limited info from the Chinese side, we will know more in 2 days. Dynamo seems to have slight advantage compared to Bloodtithe units. So they can easily like replace one of the team that you are missing. I mean, let's say you are fighting against Plan and you don't have Beast team, then just use Dynamo. Lucy can still do bonus afflators and defeat the enemy. But this better wait 2 more days for more information. But overall, I'm still giving the win to Dynamo for Reveries. So overall, even if I say Dynamo wins, but it doesn't mean that Bloodtithe can't clear them. I think Bloodtithe definitely can clear all of the stages as well. So again, I repeat the question is that if you only can choose one, which one will you choose? If you really like Nautica, then just go for Nautica, right? But here, my pick, I would actually go for Dynamo. Lucy, Ori, Sharon, and Ezra, but actually I don't really like Ezra in this team. I'm sorry to all Ezra fans. I just really don't really like it, okay? Yeah, so here if you want, you can replace Ezra with another sustain, like, you know, Villa will work, Keeper Rina will work, probably Fatutu will work as well. Just switch it up depending on what type of fight you are fighting against and which one actually works for you, okay? Yeah, so with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope this really helped you out to decide if you haven't decided if you want to go for Bloodtithe or Dynamo. But just to put a remark here for beginners, I actually specified that after you complete your Assassin's Creed team, you should pull for both Nautica and Lucy. Then after that, you start to space out your pulls. Okay, so I do suggest you to go for both. Yeah, so Nautica and then Lucy. Lucy will go with Aurich, and then Nautica, you kind of need to pull for Semmelweis as well from the Euphoria banner. But that one is not too bad because it's just 70 pull for guarantee instead of the typical 140. But you all should be having a lot of clear drops, so you should be able to afford it. But moving on, let's say 3.0 or 3.1, I would recommend that from here onward, you start to plan 1 character per patch, because usually it's okay. You will be able to at least get 1 character per patch. And I would suggest like in 3.0, you get not Sentinel, I would suggest Charon. And then in 3.1, I think Robuska will be more important. So with that, like your Bloodtithe team, you will have Nautica, Semmelweis, and Robuska. The 4th can be anyone. Usually 3 is enough to make this team functional. And functional to the point that it's actually able to clear content and is comfortable to play. For Dynamo, as long as you got Lucy, Aurich, and Charon, then you are fine as well. So the sustain can be anyone as mentioned. Alright, so thank you for watching this video and have a good day.